shirt is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-N-S. Well, I thought that joke was appealing, but it seems to have split the audience. Good evening, Atlantis. My name is Pete. Recently, my dad called me Alan. In case your short-term memory is really bad, that is not my first name. I was like, sir, you have had plenty of time to study for this test. In fact, he wrote it. I know he did because I'm named after his favorite baseball player, Pete Rose. Fun fact, terrible at baseball, great at destroying my own reputation. His expectations were half true. I am glad he did not name me after his favorite stand-up comedian, because then my name would be Bill Cosby Barlow. I might get some strange looks for that one. My name is Pete Barlow. I recently introduced myself to someone, and they were like, oh, Barlow, that's interesting. Is that a family name? I did not have the heart to tell this person that all last names are family names. That's kind of their purpose. I'm originally from Ohio, thank you. Ohio, also known as the Florida of the North. Every time they're in the news, I'm like, meth was definitely involved. I'm from a town called Sydney. You've never heard of it. Sydney is a suburb of Dayton. Dayton is like the 5th best city in Ohio. The best is Cleveland, folks, so that's your scale. By default, I'm like the 5th most famous person from Sydney, and most of you have already forgotten my name. Just like my dad. In case you didn't know, I played Steve on Blue's Clues back in the 90s. That was a joke, but some of you believe me for like 1 second, which is awesome. They made a documentary about Sydney about a decade ago. I was really excited to watch it until I watched it. Folks, it was like a 90-minute episode of Cops. There were more mullets than teeth in that movie. Sydney is making some progress, though. The sign for the library is spelled correctly now. That's not a joke. I live in Augusta now. It's okay. My next-door neighbors hate me. I didn't know why for the longest time until I realized that I rehearse my sets in my apartment for hours by myself. So all of the crazy shit you hear me say on stage, they hear over and over again without the context of knowing that I am a stand-up comedian. It's like, honey, he's been talking about school shootings, neo-Nazis, and Captain Planet for like 3 hours. At what point do we call the cops on Jeffrey Dahmer here? Does anybody else have a coworker that they hate so much that it forces them to be social? Allow me to explain. I work with somebody who's such a loathsome human being that he will probably be murdered someday, so I always have to have an alibi. I'm constantly hanging out with my friends like, let's take selfies, lots of selfies, in geographically specific locations with timestamps. It's gotten to the point when every time I see a security camera, I'm like, hello, it's me, here, now. And Laughing Skull, thanks for being my alibi tonight. My name's Pete, that's been my set, thank you very much.